Hare Krishna. Om Gyanati Mirandasya Gyanangana Shalakaya Chakshur Militamina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapitmena Bhutale Swam Prabhakta Mahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vanteham Shri Guru Shutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Ширухом съгръщам сагна рагунатам витам тасаджвам. С двайтам съвдутам париджана с хитам кришна читания девам. Ширяда Кришна падаса каналолита шивишакан витам шча. Хей Кришна каруна синду дина банду джагат пате. Гопеша гопика канта рада канта на мостуте. Тапта канчена гауранги. Тапта канчена гауранги. Раде Vrnda Vaneshwari, Vrishapanu Sute Devi, Pranamami Hari Priye. Dandavat Pranam to everyone and especially to the devotees, to the Vaishnavas. As I always say, all of you who are Vaishnavas, who are devotees in Raganuga Bhakti, in especially those in Rupanuga Bhakti, you are all my gurus. You are all my Shiksha gurus. Vanchakalpatarupascha Karipasantkupevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. If I try to say something, you should know I'm not trying to instruct anybody. I'm just only trying to understand the Vedic literature and the comments on Vedic literature and the books connected with the Vedic literature and the books on Vedic topics. If I try to say something on these things, as you all know, I am not qualified on such topics. So if I try to say something, then I'm not trying to instruct anybody. I'm just trying to understand it. And of course, one have to try to understand all these topics under the guidance of teachers, under the guidance of Diksha Guru and Shiksha Gurus. So, I will try to read again from these wonderful books, from these wonderful personalities. Gaudiya Darshana of Sri Prema Prayojana Prabhu. I mean, the book is from Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvati Ṭhākura Prabhupāda, but it is translated in English from Sri Prema Prayojana Prabhu, and also there are his commentaries. So, very nice book. Also, very nice book is the Gayatry book of His Holiness Sachinandana Swami. Jai Shri Prema Prayojana Prabhu, Jai Sachinandana Swami, Jai His Holiness Sachinandana Swami. I will try to read again from these books. Before that, I will try to sing the Prana mantra of his, the Prana mantras of his Divine Grace Abhay Charnara Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, of his Diksha Guru, his Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvati Ṭhākura Prabhupāda. The Panchatattva mantra, which is actually a glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his eternal associates, and the Radha Madhava, the Radha Madhava song, maybe I will also try to sing. And maybe I will also try to sing the Gurvastaka. Okay. Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutala Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Sarasvatī Gurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vaskatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Sati Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shashi Gurvastaka of Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura. Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, who appeared in the middle of the 17th century, is a great spiritual master in the Krishna conscious chain of gurus and disciples. He says, one who, with great care and attention, loudly recites this beautiful prayer to the spiritual master during the Brahma Muhurta obtains direct service to Krishna, the Lord of Vrindavana, at the time of his death. So, as you all know, Brahma Muhurta is at the time before dawn, very early in the morning. Well, I don't know exactly, about something like 4:35, something like this. Okay, a.m. Now, Shri Kurvastaka of Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura. Samsaradavanaligaka Tranayakarunaganatva Praptasya Kalamagavanavasya Vande Guru Shri Charandaravrinda Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita Paditra Madhyan Manasarasana Romanchakam Pashrutaranga Bhaja Vande Guru Shri Charanaravrina
Shri Vigrada
Shri
Vigrahara Nitrananda Shingaratha Mandira Marjanata Yuktasya Bhangstam Chani Unjatopi Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Chaturvida Shri Bhagavat Prasad Sadhana Trita Hari Bhakti Sangha Kritva Tripti Bhajata Sadeva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Shiradika Madhavayurapara
Madhura Lila Gunarupana
Pratikshana Svadana Lolopasya
Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda
Nikunjayuna Ratikeri Sirya Yayaripi Yuktirapekshaneya Tatrati Daksya Ativabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Sakshadarittvena Samasrashastra Yuktastatavyatavasami Kintu Prabhuya Priyavattasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasada Yasya Prasada Nagati Kutope Tyastu Vastasya Shastri Sagya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, I will read the translation. Well, actually, I read the translation the last time. So I will not read the translation. I have read it the last time, and you can find it in every Vaishnava songbook. Now let us see where is it? Charata Madhava.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jahnava Jaya Girivardhara Jaya Gopi Jahnava Jaya Girivardhara Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vrajachandana Niranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vraja Niranjana Jaya Yamanatira Vrnda Jaya Yamunatira Vrnda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare.
Now I will try to read from Gaudiya Darshana. Gaudiya Darshana of Śrī Prema Prayojana Prabhu. The book is actually from Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta, His Divine Grace Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvati Ṭhākura Prabhupāda. And Śrī Prema Prayojana Prabhu has translated it in English from Hindi and also there are commentaries from Śrī Prema Prayojana Prabhu. So I must see where I was. Just a moment. Okay, I think I have reached this paragraph. Karma and Lila in Gaudiya Darshana. Among us, there are many persons who do not understand that there is a heaven and hell-like difference between karma and lila. The plane of karma is this material universe. The subtle and gross designations are the basis of karma. Karma is anitya, temporary, whereas lila is nitya, eternal. Karma is the experience of the threefold miseries or punishment for souls who have no independence in the matter. Lila is Anandamaya Krida. Anandamaya Krida, blissful play arising from the unfettered desire of the completely independent, self-existent Supreme Person. The plane of Lila is beyond the 14 worlds of this universe, beyond the Viraja, and even beyond Brahma. The plane of Lila is Vaikuntha and Goloka. Although Lila is manifest in the universe by the desire of the Lila Shakti, of the playful Lord. It is beyond the senses, Atindriya, and beyond material conception, Avichintya. By its very nature, Lila is not smeared in any way by insentient matter or dependent on physical nature. This is the perspective of Gaudiya Darshana. Next paragraph. Guru and disciple in Gaudiya Darshana. Our Shri Gurudeva was not included in the category of karmi, jnani, yogi, tapasvi, or any type of fraud posing as a devotee, yet harboring ulterior motives. Anyabulasa. He was an intimate associate and participant in the Lila of Lila Purushottama, the playful Supreme Person. Thus, our identity is that of a menial servant Kinkara of Shrauta Guru Pada Padma, the lotus feet of the preceptor who is the conduit of spiritual sound. So he's talking here, Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvati Ṭhākura Prabhupāda is talking here about his Diksha Guru Srila Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Goswami Maharaja. Okay. The next paragraph. Deliberation on Shruti and Shrauta in Gaudiya Darshana. The ordinary conversational meanings. Sadharana rudivriti of the word Shruti and Shrauta, which are accepted by followers of the empirical tradition, Adakshita Sampradaya, who derive knowledge by collating sensory perceptions. Collecting, maybe. Okay. Is not accepted by the Vidvat Sampradaya, who are servants of Adokshaja, the Lord, who exists beyond sense perception. The life-giving current Sanjivani Dhara of the nectar of the eternal truth, Vastava Satya Sudha. Emanates from the mouth of Shrauta Guru with the unadulterated love of a Mishra Bhava. That nectar which is infused into the pure sky of the heart, Vishuddha Hridaya Akasha, of the affectionately serving disciple, Seva Snika Shishya, through the door of his Anjali, folded hands in prayer and supplication, in the form of his ears, is called Shruti. The affectionate disciple who is attentive to service attains the truth from Shri Guru Parampara. If that very Guru Parampara is not Nitya and Shrauta, that is, if that Gurudeva has not heard the eternal truth, Nitya Satya, from his own Shrauta Gurudeva, then Shruti will not manifest itself in the merely theatrical imitation abhinaya of such a conversational Guru Shishya Parampara. This is the meaning of the verse. There is a verse from Svetasvatara Upanishad, Svetasvatara Upanishad, Svetasvatara Upanishad 6:23. I will try to sing it because anyway I cannot pronounce the words in the right way, so better to try to sing it.
Yasya Devi Paravati Yatya Devi Tattva Tasya Ita Katita Artha Prakashanti Mahatmana.
Only in the heart of that great soul, in whom there is pure bhakti to Sri Bhagavan, and similarly pure bhakti to Sri Gurudeva, are all the confidential purports of the Shrutis self-manifest Prakasha. So, Guru Tattva and Gaudiya Darshana. The next paragraph. In this verse, the word Parabhakti. Oh, sorry, I think I have read this last time. I will read it another time anyway. In this verse, the word para bhakti means pure bhakti, the causeless and uninterrupted cultivation of all activities and moods for the benefit of Sri Krishna, devoid of all extraneous desires and completely free from the coverings of tendencies such as karma, jnana, and yoga. Although one's mother, father, elder brother, and senior are all worldly gurus, they are destroyed by time. Thus, they are not eternal. Although the schoolmaster and the musician who teaches one to play musical instruments are addressed by the name Guru, their guruship does not extend throughout eternity. Furthermore, those who profess a difference between the method and the goal, upaya, upeya beda, vadi, such as the Gyanis, Yogis, and Tapasvis, are all accepted as gurus, but they are also not eternal, nitya. The guru-disciple relationship does not remain after Triputi Vinashta, the destruction of the distinction between the seer, the seen, and the act of seeing, drashta, drishya, and darshana. After attaining absolute singularity, kaivalya, in the perfection of yoga, there is no awareness of the necessity of service to Sri Guru. Therefore, there is no para bhakti in the acceptance of this type of temporary tat kalika or momentary guru. As devata, God, is eternal, Sri Guru is also eternal. The word devata means Sri Krishna, the supreme, the supramundane Kama Deva. Sri Gurudeva, Sri Guru, Sri Gurudeva is a form, Svarupa, of this very Sri Krishna. He's not non-different. He's non-different from Sri Krishna. Sri Guru is Sri Krishna's Prakash Vigraha, bodily expansion. Here a verse is citated from Sri Gurvastakam, verse 7. This we have heard some minutes ago.
साक्षादरित्वेन समस्रशास्त्र युक्तस्तथा भव्यतैव स किन्तु प्रभो या प्रियैव तस्य वन्दे गुरुं श्री चरणरविन्द.
Although all the scriptures have glorified him as Sri Krishna's direct Svarupa, and the saints also consider him as such, still he is Sriman Mahaprabhu's exclusively loyal loved one. I offer my obeisances to the lotus feet of Sri Gurudeva, who is Bhagavan's Achintya Beda Beda Prakasha Vigraha, inconceivably different and non-different bodily expansion of Bhagavan. Now there is a part. There is some paragraph called Amnaya. Just a moment. I just want to see something. Amnaya. This is a deliberation on Guru Tattva in Gaudiya Darshana. The Gaudiyas are endowed with the para bhakti to Sri Gurudeva because they remain in a state of awareness of the non-difference between Sri Gurudeva and Sri Krishna and Sri Krishna. Nitya Abhina Buddhi. The Shrautavani from the mouth of Sri Guru only enters completely into the ears of one in whom this para bhakti vritti is present to the fullest extent. The Shruti cannot be infused into the holes of the ears that remain blocked by contaminations, ears covered with attraction to activities devoid of service to Hari, such as karma, jnana, yoga, and tapasya. The succession of eternal sound, nitya, shabda, descending from the transcendental sky, paravyoma, that enters into ears intent on service, savonmukha karna. Savonmukha karna is called shruti. Instead of knowledge polluted by the faulty vision of exploitation, vishaya darshana, the jiva who is imbued with the four defects, beginning with the Brahma, must understand the flawless Amnaya, the root of knowledge, Jnana Mula. So this Amnaya is Guru Tattva. Next paragraph, Shabda. Sound, Shabda, is of two types, eternal and non-eternal. The Sanskrit grammarians, beginning with the Panini, consider that sound is sound in its original unmanifest form is spota, as spota, sphota, as sphota is eternal, whilst sound in the form of manifest audible syllables is non-eternal. Patanjali also agrees with the opinion of Panini. Next paragraph. Sphota Vada Vichara, deliberation on the Sphota theory. Panini's analysis. Panini considers unmanifest sound, referred to as sphota, to be eternal. This eternal sphota is the original cause of the universe. Thus, he identifies sphota with the Brahma, the absolute truth. So there is a verse. There's a verse here.
Jagani Dhammas Futakya Niravayava Nitya Shavatu Brahmaviti Shavatu Brahmaviti.
The first primary cause of the universe, called Sphota, is the indivisible external sound, eternal sound, the indivisible eternal sound, which is itself the ultimate reality, Brahma. Well, this is something like the 0-point energy of the vacuum. Yes, 1/2 times Planck's constant times the frequency of the oscillation. This is the 0-point energy of the vacuum. Something like this. Sphota. Okay. I continue to read. Another grammarian, Partran, Bhartrhari, 5th century, has stated in the Brahma Kanda 1:1 of his Vakyapadya. He has stated this.
Anadinitanam Brahma Shatatvanyatachat Nivartate Rabhavinda Prakriya Jagatu Yataha.
The beginningless and endless Brahma is the principle of sound. From this imperishable sound alone, the functions of the universe are initiated. The question may be raised: what is it that gives rise to clear knowledge of the meaning of any particular word? Is it the individually articulated syllables of the word, or is it the effect of all the syllables collectively? The great sage Panini says that neither individual syllables nor a combination of syllables have the capacity to awaken a sense of meaning. Individual syllables are obviously incapable of relating meaning. For example, the word bakshana, eating, cannot be inferred from any of the separate syllables ba, ka, sha, na. Furthermore, since all the syllables are temporary, it is also impossible for them to exist collectively. In pronouncing a word, the sound of each syllable disappears before the sound of the next syllable appears. So, there is no opportunity for the syllables to form a collective entity capable of inspiring an awareness of their intended meaning. A commonly given example is that of a needle piercing through a stack of 100 lotus petals. It seems as if the needle pierces them all at once, but actually the tip of the needle pierces each petal individually in rapid succession, with the result that all the petals attain the state of being connected by the needle shaft. However, this example is inapplicable in regard to the formation of a word from its component syllables because each syllable disappears before the next one appears. Thus, there is no opportunity for them to form a compositive entity. Yet the meaning cannot be accomplished in any way other than these two options, namely by the divided or the connected syllables. Consequently, it remains unproven that something other than the sphota, the subtle unmanifest form of false syllables, has the self-evident power to convey meaning. As such, it must be concluded that there is possessed an agent possessed of the potency to awaken the experience of meaning. There is an agent possessed of the potency to awaken the experience of meaning. This agent is called the sphota. And again, there is a citation of a verse.
Tasmat varnana vachakatvana papanoyadva larto pratipati sasvota iti varna tirita varna vivyangara pratyayako Nitya Sarasvata iti dadvidavanta tata vespu yato vyajayate varnariti svata varna vivyangasputi bhavati asmatarata iti svata Prapratyahayakiti Sota Satartam Upaya Nira.
Since it is inconsistent to assume that the power of reference is present in all syllables, the agent upon the strength of which the experience of meaning arises is called sphota. Learned persons who have realized the principles of reality say that distinct from the syllables of a word, that which fully manifests clear awareness of the meaning of words is only the eternal sound referred to by the term sphota. Its name is sphota because it is Varnabhivyanga. Abhi means in all respects, and Vyanga means Vyakta, revealed by the syllables. Vyanga can also mean sphutita, burst, that which causes the clear meaning of a word to burst into one's consciousness is called sphota. Thus, the meaning of the word sphota has been explained in these two ways. Okay, so I will continue the next time with that beautiful book. The other book is the Gayatry book from His Holiness Jahnava Swami. Jai His Holiness Jahnava Swami. So, the Holy Name and the Gayatry mantras. I don't know if I came to here. Okay. The Holy Name and the Gayatri mantras. All Vedic scriptures praise the exalted glories of chanting the Holy Name above any other method of devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even said that one can complete all 9 processes of devotional service simply by chanting the Holy Name. So, did I read this before? I think I have read this. I have read this. I'm see where I was. What's happening? Okay, I will continue to read now. Okay. Why then do we need the Gayatri mantras? We need them because the ultimate result, Krishna, Prema, can only be attained if we chant the holy name without offense. As the perfect teacher, the Supreme Lord, in his form as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, instructs us by taking the role of a conditioned soul. And here we see that in the second verse of Shashikshastakam. Nanama Kadibahudni Shaktis, Tatrapianyam Tesmanana Kala, Tatistava Kripan Bhagavan Mapi, Durdaivam Tidshanta Janin Ragaha. The second verse of Shashikshastaka. Nanama Kadibahudni Shaktis, Tatrapianyam Tesmanana Kala, Tatistava Kripan Bhagavan Mapi, Durdaivam Tidshanta Janin Ragaha. O my Lord, you are so merciful that in your great mercy, your mercy without reason, just mercy without, we don't understand why this mercy is there, but it is there. So, in your great mercy, O Lord, you have done it in this way that your holy names, in every holy names, there are many holy names of you, like for example Krishna, Govinda, Madhava, and others. And every name, every of these wonderful names of the Lord are connected with a particular Shakti, with blessing, with particular blessings, power, and the persons who are chanting these names and the persons who are listening to these names, they attain this Shakti, this power, this blessing. Then further, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, And in your great mercy, O Lord, you have also done it in this way that everybody can chant your holy names. One does not have to be a brahmana, a priest. Everybody, every person can chant the holy names of the Lord. One does not have to be pure to chant the holy names of the Lord. And also, in your great mercy, O Lord, you have done it in such a way that at every moment, at day or night, one can chant your holy names. And also, one can chant the holy names um, yes, everywhere, and also in every condition, and every person can chant the holy names of the Lord, and at every moment, at day or night. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, and oh my Lord, my misfortune is that I don't have attraction for the chanting of your holy names. So we see how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's just teaching us how a pure devotee thinks, how a pure devotee is very humble. A pure devotee is always very humble, and the pure devotee always thinks that everybody else is better devotee. Everybody else does his devotional service, his or her devotional service better. Just the pure devotees think very naturally in this way that they are actually the most lowest among the devotees. And of course, this is not true, but they are just very humble. How can it be that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has no attraction for the chanting of the holy name? Of course he has, but just he's teaching us how a pure devotee thinks. Also, as actually every verse of Sri Sri Shikshastakam is expressing the love of a pure devotee to Sri Krishna. Then at the same time it is expressing the love of Srimati Radhika to Sri Krishna, because the highest devotee, the topmost pure devotee is Srimati Radhika. This is stated in Shri-Upadeshamrita, verse 10. Shri-Upadeshamrita of Srila Rupa Goswami, verse 10. In this way, the feelings of Srimati Radhika to Sri Krishna, the highest love in all the worlds, Madnak and Mahabhav, is also expressed in every verse of Sri Sri Shikshastaka. So in this way, it could be that in the second verse, when the Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, "Oh Lord, I don't have attraction. My misfortune is that I don't have attraction for the chanting of the holy names of the Lord." It could mean that um, Srimati Radhika has so much separation from the Lord because, for example, when he has gone to Mathura and then she's feeling terrible separation from the Lord, and of course all the other gopis also, but yes, she's feeling so much separation from the Lord, and then if she chants the holy names of the Lord, then this is just very painful because she feels so much separation. Yes, so if just imagine if the beloved person is has just gone, and if you remember the name, this is painful. Something like this one can maybe say, but anyway, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us in every verse of Sri Shikshastaka how a pure devotee loves Krishna, how a pure devotee cries in separation from Krishna, and how a pure devotee is a very, very humble person. Okay, let us just see what is here written as translation. My dear Lord, although you bestow your mercy upon the fallen conditioned souls by liberally teaching your holy names, I am so unfortunate that I cannot that I commit offenses while chanting the holy name, and therefore I do not achieve attachment for chanting. Well, one can also interpret the translation also in this way. Why not? Okay, let us see here. There's some citation 28. What is it? Just not. 21. Not 21. Of course, well, this translation, which I read now, it is also true because if we look at the persons who are not pure devotees yet, of course, they don't have attraction for the chanting of the holy name because they chant offensively, and they do offenses also. Well, we all do offenses, of course, but just when we chant with offense, then we cannot, as explained also in here, it was also explained, if we chant with offense, then we cannot fully gain the blessings of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So in this way, this translation which I read here, which is given here in the book, it's also true, of course. Okay, let's see. Yes, 21. This is also quoted from Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila 20:16. It is also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, yeah, of course. All the Shikshastakam is actually from in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila. All the Shikshastakam is there. Yes, that's true. Yes, of course. Okay. As one can translate any Sanskrit text in actually different ways. In this way, the translation I have read from the book of Śrīla Narayana Maharaj Shikshastaka, which is based on the book of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Ṭhākur Śrīla Basim, and the translation of verse 2 of Shri Shikshastakam, which I have just read here, which is from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, actually, of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, with the translations and explanations from His Divine Grace by Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda. Both are right. Both the translations are right because you can, if one really exactly sees what the translators wanted to say, one can see that this is actually, even if there are differences, the main sense is still there, even if the translations are a little bit different from each other. The main meaning is still there, and also one can translate a text in Sanskrit in a little bit different ways. I have no clue about this, but I just have heard, I have read this, that it's like this. So, like this. And now I continue. Because the ordinary conditioned souls are so completely covered by an almost imperishable cloud of anartha, material desire, and offense, they cannot chant the holy name purely. At best, they chant Namabhasa, by which they obtain wonderful preliminary results, including freedom from sinful reactions. But they do not achieve the final goal of chanting, Prema. Prema cannot be achieved unless we chant with pure consciousness, Shuddha Nama. But before being able to chant Shuddha Nama, our anarthas must be completely eradicated, and firm attachment for the Lord's devotional service must be established in the heart. To help us do this, the merciful Acharyas have given us deity worship, for which we require the Gayatry mantras. Deity worship is a powerful method of purifying the heart. It is therefore highly recommended that devotees accept second initiation, receive the Gayatri mantras, and engage in archana, following the prescribed rules and regulations in order to worship the Lord properly. Śrīla Prabhupāda, here it is meant His Divine Grace by Jahnava Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupada, explains why accepting mantra diksha helps us chant the holy name. There's a citation from just a moment. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.23.24. Purport. Okay. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can reach the platform of love of Godhead. One might ask then, what is the necessity of being initiated by mantra diksha? The answer is that even though the chanting of the holy name is sufficient to enable one to progress in spiritual life to the standard of love of God, uh, one is nonetheless susceptible to contamination because of possessing a material body. Consequently, special stress is given to the Archana Vidhi. The activities of Archana Vidhi, namely deity worship, combined with the chanting of Gayatri mantras, elevate the sadhaka to sattva guna or purity. Further progress is much easier from that pure platform. Deity worship helps an aspiring transcendentalist because helps an aspiring transcendentalist become free from the disturbances of the lower modes of nature, enabling him to overcome the covering cloud of Maya and to regain his original spiritual understanding as the Lord's eternal servant. Therefore, Śrīla Prabhupāda, His Divine Grace Abhayacharana Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda requested his disciples initiated into chanting the Gayatry mantras to approach the deity on the altar and worship the deity. This will help them solidify their relationship with the Lord. When their mantra chanting and deity worship mature, they will actually develop their specific relationship with Krishna. This becomes possible because the mantra is invested with the Divya Jnana, transcendental knowledge of the Lord's form. It is this potency that awakens one's specific relationship with the Lord. To summarize, one important function of mantra diksha is to enable the disciple to worship the Lord's deity and thus overcome the anarthas in his heart. There is, however, also a direct relationship between the Gayatri mantras and the body and the holy name. The Gayatri mantras and the holy name. While speaking to the great Mayavadi leader Prakashananda Sarasvati, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained the interdependence of mantra and nama according to a concise formula. Krishna. Part of the text is not enough dark. Part of the text is gray and not black. It's sometimes not easy to be read. I don't know why they changed the color. Very bad to be read. These gray parts.
Krishna mantra haite habe samsara mochana. Krishna nama haite bhava Krishna racharana.
By chanting Krishna mantra, the Gopala Gayatri, one will be freed from material existence, samsara. By chanting Krishna Nama, the holy name of Krishna or the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one will attain Krishna's lotus feet. So there is some, note 23, maybe from where is this? Citation, from where is the citation? Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 773. In other words, Krishna mantra and Krishna nama work closely together to bring the chanter to Krishna's lotus feet. Both have different functions in this task. There is, however, a difference perspective that does not distinguish between nama, and mantra. Although initiation into Harinama and Mantra Diksha are two discrete functions, they are generally performed by the same Guru, that is, the Diksha Guru and the Nama Guru, the spiritual master who initiates the disciple into chanting Harinama, are usually identical. Bhaktivinoda Thakur states, the Nama Guru teaches the spiritual conclusions and reveals the confidential nature of the holy name. Generally, the Diksha mantra, the Diksha Guru will also be the Nama Guru, and the Diksha mantra is actually the holy name. The mantra loses its meaning and purpose if it is separated from the holy name. Simply by uttering the holy name of the Lord, the mantra is automatically chanted. There's a note. Just a moment. "24. This is from Harinama Chintamani, chapter 6, footnote 13. Yet from the absolute perspective, Nama is always seen as superior to mantra. Srila Jiva Goswami explains why. Oi. These great texts, one cannot see what is written.
Nana Bhagavanatmaka Eva Mantra Tatra Vishishina Nama Savade Om Shri Bhagavata Shri Matra Shri Chahita Shakti Vishesha Shri Bhagavata Samamata Sadbhata Vishesha Pratipadakasha Tatra Kevalam Shri Bhagavan Namami Happy Nirapekshanya Eva Parama Purushattva Paryanta Dana Samardana.
Although mantras are composed of the Supreme Lord's names, they are distinct from Nama because they include the word Namaha or Swaha. They receive their special powers from the rishis or from the Lord himself. The holy names of the Lord, however, can directly bestow Krishna Prema, being independent. Thus the names of Krishna are more suitable than mantras. So 25, let's see. This is from Sri Bhakti Sandarbha 287. Although chanting the Lord's holy names is the ultimate means of spiritual perfection, the Gayatri mantras still have great significance in an aspirant's life. One reason is that they have great power to liberate one from material conditioning, thus enabling one to chant the holy name purely. But even more important is their ability to focus one's attention on Krishna. As already discussed, these divine mantras are not different from their presiding deities. By fulfilling one's vow to chant the Gayatri mantras 3 times daily with proper attention, one invokes the mercy of those deities. By receiving their mercy, one will begin to realize their transcendental forms. Srila Prabhupada hints at that point in the following statement. Our present senses are all made of material elements, and therefore they are imperfect in realizing the transcendental form of Lord Vishnu. He is therefore worshipped by sound representation via the transcendental method of chanting. The transcendental form of eternal bliss and knowledge can be experienced by our original spiritual senses, which can be revived by chanting the holy mantras or transcendental sound representations that will gradually lead us nearer to the Lord. We should consider the power inherent in meditating daily on the various forms of the Lord present in these mantras, and how the Lord glances mercifully upon any sincere sadhaka who tries to worship Him through the proper recitation of the divine Gayatri mantras. In due course of time, the Lord will surely be pleased to reveal that sadhaka's relationship with Him, along with the activities and services he or she is meant to perform. Finally, the Lord will bestow love of Godhead upon such a thirsty soul. The Bija mantras, the seed syllables of the Gayatri mantras, especially act as transcendental sonic thunderbolts to drive away material contamination and enable us to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra without offense. Only when we can chant without offense will Krishna's holy name hear its transcendental fruit. We should be inspired to accept such help. So the Lord will reveal um, the well, I will continue to read this wonderful book next time. So we heard that. So just a moment. These wonderful books, they are really very interesting. The Gaudiya Darshana of Shri Prema Prabhu and Gayatri book from His Holiness Sachinanda Swami. Jai Prem Prayojana Prabhu. Jai Sachinanda Swami. Very interesting books, very helpful in the spiritual life. Yes, I just wanted to say that this relationship, well, we have just heard that when we chant the Gayatry mantras and Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, both these mantras actually, no, I mean, yes, both these types of mantras, if we chant that, then the Lord will reveal the personal relationship with us, between Lord and the soul. Just I wanted to say that actually, as we all know, there are these relationships as um, dasya, mm, sakya, vatsalya, and madhurya, in the different types of relationships with the Lord, as servant, as friend, as parent, and as lover or conjugal relationship. But actually, all these persons who are attracted from uh, from Rupanuga Bhakti, they are all in Madhurya Rasa. This is the only relationship which will be revealed. Only Madhurya Rasa. Not the other types of rasas. Not Vatsalya, not Dasya, not Sakya. Only Madhurya is there about those persons who are interested in Rupanuga Bhakti. And that means all these persons who are interested in His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhānta Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, in this philosophy which um, he has spread all over the world, actually, through the international site of Krishna consciousness, and also through those devotees from the Gaudiya society, also Narayana Maharaj, for example, and also many others. And well, all these Vaishnavas who are interested in Rupanuga Bhakti, or who are interested in a relationship with the Vaishnavas from Rupanuga Bhakti, from the Rupanuga Bhakti line, there is no any other connection with the Lord for them as Madhurya Rasa. Only this connection is there, and this is in such a way that is in a way that we are all Manjaris, actually. Like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is, for example, he is in his spiritual body, he is Kamala Manjari, for example. His son, Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvati Thakur Prabhupāda, he's also a Manjari, and his disciple, our our um, our beloved His Divine Grace by Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, he's also a Manjari, actually, in his spiritual form, his eternal spiritual form in Vraja Lila. Yes, okay. Now I would like to try to sing something. So I will try to sing the songs of Lord Ramachandra and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also some others.
The incarnation of righteousness.
Oh no, sorry. I do it with another melody.
The incarnation of righteousness, Lord Ramachandra, appeared in Ayodhya, the son of King Dasharatha. On Ramanavami, the devotees glorify Lord Rama by chanting his holy names and hearing from Ramayana. In Bangalore, the deities of Shri Krishna Balarama are nicely decorated as Rama and Lakshmana, their beautiful lordships.
Shri Radha Krishna Chandra
Are lovingly ornamented
as Sita and Rama.
Sitaram, 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 Lakshmana, Sitaram, 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 Lakshmana, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Now the song about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Lord Krishna came from above to make us happy, to give us love.
Lord Krishna came from above
To make us happy,
to give us love. Krishna lives in everyone's heart.
Krishna sings in everyone's life. Krishna lives in everyone's heart. Krishna sings in everyone's life.
In Krishna's own heart.
Out of love, Radha is singing. Out of love, Radha is singing.
His most beloved. Here the holy name is dancing.
Oh, it's joyful on your tongue. See Radha and Krishna living
In your heart forever long. Here the holy name is dancing.
Oh, it's joyful on your tongue. See Radha and Krishna living
In your heart forever long. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
And then another attempt of singing about nowadays in the future. That is in German. Ein Jahr ist vergangen, eine neue, kostbare Perle
ist dazu gekommen zu dem Schmuckstück deines Lebens. Ein Jahr ist vergangen, eine neue, kostbare Perle ist dazu gekommen zu dem Schmuckstück deines Lebens. Mehr schön und wahr, mehr wunderbar ist das Leben geworden. Mehr schön und wahr, mehr wunderbar ist das Leben geworden. Denn die Liebe kommt nicht vergebens, die Liebe kommt nicht vergebens, die Liebe kommt nicht vergebens, die Liebe kommt nicht vergebens. Lass uns tanzen, lass uns singen, lasst die beste Lieder klingen. Lass uns tanzen, lass uns singen, lass die besten Lieder klingen, denn Gott hat immer dein Herz berührt und dich in deinem Leben liebevoll geführt, denn Gott hat immer dein Herz berührt. Gott hat immer dein Herz berührt und dich in deinem Leben liebevoll geführt und dich in deinem Leben liebevoll geführt. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Danke Jesus, danke Jesus, danke Jesus für deine Liebe. Danke Jesus, meine Liebe. Danke Jesus, meine Hoffnung. Danke Mutter Maria. Danke Mutter Maria. Danke Vater, Gott Vater, Gott Vater im Himmel. Danke Jesus, danke Jesus, danke Jesus, danke Jesus, danke Jesus, meine Liebe. Danke Jesus, meine Liebe. Danke Jesus, meine Liebe. Danke Jesus, meine Hoffnung. Danke, Jesus, meine Liebe. Danke, Jesus, meine Hoffnung. Die neue Welt ist, wie du die vorgestellst. Die neue Welt ist, wie du die vorgestellst. Die neue Zeit ist Liebe ohne Streit. Die neue Zeit ist Liebe ohne Streit. Lass uns in Frieden leben. Lass uns einander lieben. Lass uns in Frieden leben. Lass uns einander lieben. Danke, Jesus, meine Liebe. Danke, Jesus, meine Hoffnung. Danke, Jesus, meine Liebe. Danke, Jesus, meine Hoffnung. Danke, Mutter Maria. Danke, Mutter Maria. Danke, Gott, Vater im Himmel. Danke, Gott, Vater im Himmel. Danke, Jesus, für deine Liebe. Danke, Jesus, für deine Liebe. Danke, Jesus, meine Liebe. Danke, Jesus, meine Hoffnung. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So just a little bit mix from different spiritual paths, a little bit together mixed. Well, okay. Now I would like again to read from the conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Ramananda Raya from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentaries from His Divine Grace by Charnara Vrnda, Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda. I think I have reached the last time. Madhya Lila 860. So the next verse will be Madhya Lila 860.
Yat karoshi yatashnasi yachohosi. Yat karoshi yatashnasi yachohosi dasi. Yatapasyasi kante tat kurushva matarpanam.
Translation. Ramananda Raya continued. My dear son of Kunti, just a moment. Son of Kunti, this is Arjuna, this is not Krishna. He's citating Bhagavad Gita. What's going on? He's citating Bhagavad Gita maybe here because. Okay, Ramananda Raya continued. My dear son of Kunti, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in sacrifice, whatever you give in charity, and whatever austerities you perform, yes, this is verse from Bhagavad Gita, all the results of such activities should be offered to me, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, here Ramananda is citating Bhagavad Gita. So let's see. Purport of Śrīla Prabhupāda. The Lord has said that the Varnashrama Dharma is not properly executed in this age of Kali. Therefore, he ordered Ramananda Raya to go further into the matter. Well, actually, that is not properly executed. No, he just said this is the Varnashram itself. It's just only external. That's what the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. He didn't say that it is not properly executed. The Lord said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that the Varnashrama principles and Dharma is external. That's why he wants more. Okay, let's see what's written further. Ramananda replied with this verse from the Bhagavad Gita 9.27, which instructs that while remaining in the system of Varnashrama Dharma, no, he's not saying this in the Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, he's not saying anything about Varnashrama Dharma in this verse. In this verse of Bhagavad Gita, he's just saying, my dear son of Kunti, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in sacrifice, whatever you give in charity, and whatever austerities you perform, all the results of such activities should be offered to me, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's what he says. He doesn't say that while remaining in the system of Varnashrama Dharma, one may offer the result. No, he does not say this. He does not say anything about Varnashrama Dharma in this verse. He's just saying, my dear son of Kunti, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in sacrifice, whatever you give in charity, and whatever austerities you perform, all the results of such activities should be offered to me, Krishna. This is saying, this is said. Okay. Yes, okay, I continue to read the purport. Offer the results of his activities to Lord Shri Krishna in loving service. Naturally, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asking Ramananda Raya about the execution of devotional service. Ramananda Raya first enunciated the principle of Varnashrama Dharma in consideration of materialistic people. However, this conception is not transcendental. Exactly. This is not transcendental. Not only it's not transcendental, it's external. Exactly. The Lord says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says in the previous verse, he says, it is external. Okay. As long as one is in the material world, he must follow the principles of Varnashrama Dharma, but devotional service is transcendental. So devotional service is above this system of Varnashrama Dharma. So the system of Varnashrama Dharma refers to the three modes of material nature, but transcendental devotional service is on the absolute platform. So it is higher than the system of Varnashrama Dharma. So it is not for devotees, the Varnashrama Dharma. So yes, Prabhupada in his purport is saying the same. That the Varnashrama Dharma is not for devotees. He's saying this in his purport. We hear it now. Okay. Further, the purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu belongs to the spiritual world, and his methods of propagating the Sankirtana movement are also imported from the spiritual world. Śrīla Narottama Das Thakur has sung Golokera Prema Dana, Harinama Sankirtana, Ratina Jamila Kenetaya. This states that the Sankirtana movement has nothing to do with this material world. It is imported from the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavana. Narottam Das Thakura laments that the mundane people do not take the Sankirtana movement seriously. Considering the position of devotional service in the Sankirtana movement, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu deemed the system of Varnashama Dharma to be material, although it aims at elevation to the spiritual platform. Yes, it aims, but as we heard from 4:14 of Bhagavad Gita, from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 8:59, and from the previous paragraph, from the purport of Srila Prabhupada to Madhya Lila 8:60, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 8:60, it is just clearly said that the Varnashram system is external only, and the devotional service is above this system, this Varnashram system, and the devotees are not to be put um, 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 to be put without being asked in the Varnashama system. It's clear. Okay. Yes, so Varnashama system is external, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Ramananda Rai to proceed deeper into the matter and uncover the spiritual platform. Sometimes materialists consider Lord Vishnu a material conception. Impersonalists think that above Lord Vishnu is the impersonal Brahman. The impersonalists misunderstand the worship of Lord Vishnu. They worship Lord Vishnu to merge into his body in order that Vishnu Aradhana not be misunderstood. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested that Sri Ramananda Raya proceed further and clear up the issue. Ramananda Raya quoted the verse from the Bhagavad Gita stating that the results of one's occupational duty may be offered to Lord Vishnu or Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1:2-8, it is also said,
Dharma svanashtita pumsa vishvakshani kata suya non padayityadirati shrama eva ikevala.
if one executes the occupational duties of Varnashrama Dharma, but does not cultivate his dormant Krishna consciousness, his activities are futile. His occupation simply becomes unnecessary labor. We see how beautiful it is said also in this verse. Very interesting. Srimad Bhagavatam 1:2-8. You see. So Varnashram without Krishna consciousness, this is unnecessary labor. Yes, very nicely said, which again shows that actually devotional service is above the system of Varnashama Dharma, and the devotees must be not put um, um, involuntarily. No, how to say in English? Sorry, my English is bad. Um, the devotees must not be put in Varnashrama system. Shortly said. Yes. So the next verse. Let us see what's the next verse. Yes. Okay. Mother Lila 861.
Prabhu kahe he ho age raya ka swadharma tyaga he sabya sara.
Very interesting. Prabhu kahe raya kahe. In Bulgarian language, you can say something like kaže. Kaže means to say something. So I could understand that is written Prabhu kahe. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, and then Raya kahe, something like Raya kaje, which means Raya Ramananda said. Very interesting. How nice the Sanskrit language is connected with every language. All the languages has come from Sanskrit. People from every country, from every part of the world, can find words from their language in Sanskrit. Isn't it wonderful? Yes, it is. Okay, let's see translation of that wonderful verse. This is also external. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, please proceed and speak further on this matter. Ramananda Rai replied, to give up one's occupational duties in the Varnashama system is the essence of perfection. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying all the time. Very nice. Yes. Now purport from His Divine Grace Abhayacharya Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda. A Brahmana may renounce his family and accept sannyas. No, 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 no. It is not mean in this way. No, no. It is meant in another way. It is mean in another way. It is mean another way that actually, if one is a woman and then one tries to learn something about Krishna consciousness and some connections from people from some Krishna conscious society develop in some way, some friendships develop, or yes, one tries to do some service in some society of Krishna conscious, in some temple, for example, or some other type of society in Krishna consciousness, and then without this woman to know, somebody else considers her as a woman in Varnashama system, which is a very bad role. This is not what really a woman would like. So such a thing is not really good. One cannot be just put in some system without being asked. Sorry, no go. So let's see what is written here otherwise. Okay. Other kshatriyas and vaishyas may also give up their families. Give up the families, of course. If they have family, that they will give up the family, and the woman and the children will be alone without the men, and the men will become sannyas. No, no, my dear, no. This is not meant here with to give up one's occupational duties. No, it's not mean such a way. My God. Mhm. I take to Krishna consciousness. If they have left their women, they are not in Krishna consciousness at all, this person. Sorry. Sorry. So, such renunciation is called karma tyaga. This is not renunciation. This is this is this is against Krishna. This is not renunciation at all. Okay. Let us see what is written further. By such renunciation, the Supreme Personality got is satisfied. I don't think he's satisfied. Krishna is not satisfied. If somebody in Krishna consciousness has a family and then gives up his wife and then becomes a sannyas. Krishna is surely not satisfied. Sorry. Okay, if somebody is sannyas and after being grihasta and already old, and then he becomes sannyas, yes, why not? If somebody was never married and just decided to be a monk and is still sannyas, also okay. But to have a family and to give up the wife and the children and to become sannyas, sorry, this is really, well, this is not which will satisfy Krishna, sorry. So let us see what is written here further. In contrast, the process of renouncing the results of one's activities by offering these results to Krishna is not considered uncontaminated, because although such a process implies that one recognizes Krishna as the Supreme Person, it still involves one in activities on the material platform, since such activities are within the material universe. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered them external. To correct this, Ramananda Raya recommended that one take to the renounced order of life in order to transcend material activities. This is supported by the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, and somebody could misunderstand these verses and say, yes, now I have a Grihasta family and I want to transcend my um, material activities, and then I will just leave my family and I will become sannyas. But the reality is that he just does not want to do his prescribed duties, and he just um, he just um, uh, he just want to live a convenient life. That's why he wants to become to the so-called renounced order of life. One can always misunderstand some verse, no? Okay, let us see. Okay, next is Madhya 862. I will try to read it the next time. So I will come to an end now.
Namaste Narase Hiranyakashipuruksha Shilatangana Ito Nrishiho Parato Shiho Yato 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 Nrishiho Nrishiho Hridaya Nrishiho Nrishiho Madesharanya Prabhupada Namaste Narasimhaya Praladela Dadaine Hiranyaka Kashi Purucha Śrīla Makale
Ito Nrishiho
Paraton Rishiya Yata Yata Vitada Rishiha Rishiya Rita Rishiha Rishiha Madhusharanya Prabhupada
Tavakara Kamalavare
Nakama Buddha Shinka
Talita Hiranyakashipu Tano Bringa Keshavadrita Narhari Rupa
Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Jagadisha Hare
Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Shri Nishimha Janrishim Jaya Janrishim Hare Prahladesh Jaya Bhakta Mukha Padma Bringa Shri Nishimha Janrishim Jaya Janrishim Hare Prahladesh Jaya Bhakta Mukha Padma Bringa Shri Nishimha Janrishim Jaya Janrishim Hare Prahladesh Jaya Bhakta Mukha Padma Bringa Shri Shima Chandri Shima Jaya Chandri Shima De Prahlodesha Jaya Bhakta Mukha Padma Bri
Jayandri Simhadev Jayandri Simhadev Jayandri Simhadev Jayandri Simhadev Lakshmindri Simha Lakshmindri Simha Lakshmindri Simha Jaya Lakshmindri Simha Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha Prahlad Nrsimha Prahlad Nrsimha Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Parvadeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatama Jaya Jagannath Swami Nayana Patagami Nayana Patagami Bhavatama Radha Madhava Radha Gopinatha Radha Gokulananda Shri Radha Radha Gopinatha Radha Madhava Radha Gokulananda Shri Radha Jai Gurudev Jai Gurudev Jai Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jai Prabhupāda Jai Prabhupāda Jai Prabhupāda Jaya Śrīla Prabhupāda.
Thank you so much for your attention. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.